This brings us to a special set of 4-note chords which are built on the 5th note of our scale, or the 5th degree of scale. Now, that note is called the dominant because next to the tonic, that is the very first note, the home key, this is the most second defining key, the second most stable key or note in our entire scale. And we can actually hear that when we play it on a keyboard. Here we'll do it with A and then the dominant being E. You can hear that relationship. If we took another key within the scale itself, let's take the F sharp or the G sharp, or maybe even the C sharp. It's really not quite the same. The E sharp, C sharp, really that does sound a little bit better than the other ones, but clearly the E, that really is a defining key. As a result, the chords which are based upon this 5th note of scale, 5th degree of scale, are called dominant chords. Here we have a dominant triad, the V being Roman numeral for 5, major. This also applies to other types of chords, including the 4-note chord that we talked about before. We call this the dominant 7th because if we look at the added note, which is there, that D in relation to the underlying E in terms of an interval is 1/7 higher. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And what's nice about this is similar to our triads with 3 letters and 2 inversions. With 4 letters, E, G, B, D, we have 4 different ways of organizing those. So we have root position, and we have first, second, and third inversion. Each time we simply take that bottom one and move it up on top and continue along. Similar to the naming of intervals and naming of names for these inversions, we have a similar lettering. The first inversion is called a 6/5 because above the new bass note, when we flip the E on top, we have a 6th and a 5th, the top 2 notes above it, ignoring that third. The next inversion, ignoring the third on top, we have a 3rd and a 4th here. So we have a 4/3, and here we have a 2nd above the bass note. Let's listen then to all of these and see how they actually do sound same with each other, just not as stable as the dominant 7th in root position. So here we have a dominant 7th, here we have a dominant 6/5, a dominant 4/3, a dominant 2. The added interval, and now our inversions.